sun dropped behind the water tower, and it made a bruised orange sky, the same color the night Pete Riggins left. And here's the reason why. Depending on who told the story, he was more accurately taken. He was framed, and after 12 years in a cell, revenge was in the making. He came back with nothing but a duffel bag and a voicemail from his younger brother. Mason said, "Pete, I need you." At that moment he thought of his mother. She died from an aneurysm, never had the chance to put up a fight. His dad just fell apart when Dry Gulch lost its last good light. His younger brother never asked for help. This was cause for concern. There was anger in Pete's heart. His gut began to burn. He took the familiar road that led to the old Riggins place. He knew he couldn't rest. There's one more demon he had to chase. Pete Mason headed for the barn, hustled past the front porch, so upset his eyes shot fire, 'cause he wished that he could scorch not just the memories, but the contents of the box he was about to see. Something buried his brother found, now neither could let it be. Their dad had disappeared, no explanation, just gone. Mason grew up thinking he'd abandoned them. Pete knew that he was wrong. Inside the barn, a metal lockbox sat on the dirt floor. Mason had already pried it open, but he couldn't do anything more, 'cause he saw a gun, a stack of cash, and a letter from his dad. It was addressed to Pete. The news it held he feared was bad. Pete had figured out what happened to him, that much he knew was true. Turns out this was a warning, and the story they never knew. The family needed money. It was constantly a fight to feed the boys and pay the bills. He did something that wasn't right. He started pulling small jobs for men in a rough crowd. He hated every minute. It wouldn't have made their mama proud. He left because he'd seen a murder. Old Royce Maddox fired the shot, told their dad to get rid of the gun, but obviously he had not. He hid the murder weapon, kept it as leverage to keep Royce away. The cash was money they paid him to silence what he might say. But Royce trusted no one, so he framed Pete for a robbery gone wrong. It was just enough to put him away, so Pete had to play along. He never told Mason the truth. He didn't want his brother growing up afraid. Now Mason knew everything, and there was a debt that must be paid. Then an engine idled, the barn door rattled, headlights swept across the walls. Mason froze. Pete reached for the pistol with his back facing the stalls. Roy stepped into the doorway. That's when the shot rang out. "Pete, why'd you have to shoot him?" Mason said, "I didn't." Pete started to shout, but before he could answer, another figure appeared. It was the man they'd forgotten about, the one they always feared. Their memory and reality just never seemed to match, and when they saw their father, the breath they couldn't catch. Mason said, "You should have stayed gone." Their dad said, "That's not true. I hid all the proof against him. There was nothing you had to do." Still, I knew this would happen. shot him with my gun. If only Royce had died that day, their daddy would have been spared. But a second shot was fired at the man they learned who cared. The sound cracked through the barn, just like a lightning strike. His boys took him in their arms, they both held him alike. Royce fired drew one last breath as their dad lay now in the dirt. He tried his best to stay away from harm, and still he wound up hurt. And while he had always watched over them, here's what the real irony's about. Turns out their dad, not their mom, was the last good light in dry Gulch that flickered out. The last good light, the last good light, the last good light in dry Gulch that flickered out.